Hi, and welcome to Stephen Helwig Talks Tech. Today, I'm going to be taking you on my home office and YouTube studio tour, including a tour of my work from home setup. I've had this request from a couple colleagues and some others who have wanted to know, hey, how are you recording your YouTube videos? What are you using? What else is in your home office? So today I'm going to walk you through the various pieces and parts of my home office, the various sections I have behind me here, some things you can't see out of camera, as well as give you a look at my home office desk setup. We recently just hit 500 subscribers here on Stephen Helwig Talks Tech, and we are well on our way to hitting that 1,000 subscriber goal. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button now. Please hit the bell if you want to get notified of new videos. And thank you to everyone who's already subscribed to the channel and liked and shared the videos. I also love to hear from you here on the channel. Your comments inspire me to do new videos. This video is as a result of some tweets from some colleagues asking me to do a video on my home office. Recently just released another video on app service custom domains that was based on a comment from another YouTube video. So please leave the comments below. I interact with every single comment. I love to hear from you all, so don't hesitate to write me. Tell me what you liked or if you have any suggestions for a future video. Okay, let's get going. Okay, the first section I want to take you to is the section that you normally see behind my camera, and this is where I actually do most of my unboxing videos. I have a little stool down here, which I use occasionally, and it's a good height for kind of a standing desk. So I use it occasionally if I want to stand. I do have a sit-stand desk, which I'll get to later, but if I don't want to move it into stand mode, I'll just come back here, throw up my laptop, or specifically if I want to do something on my laptop and not my desktop. So that is the kind of area back here. I actually have like a little thing that I clamp on to the edge of the desk, and then that kind of goes over. You've seen it kind of hang over whatever I'm unboxing. So I use this area for unboxing. I have a little light here that I have whiz bulbs, Philips whiz bulbs in here that I can change to quite a few different colors. And then that kind of acts as a little bit of a spotlight slash lighting effect for my bookshelves. On my bookshelves I have a couple things here. I got this little thing my daughter made at school. And then this is actually a document from the early 1900s that appointed, I think it was my great-grandfather as Justice of the Peace for one of the parishes in Jamaica, which is where I'm from. So it's a pretty neat older document I got a couple years ago when my uncle actually passed away. He had that in his possession. Up here I have my Microsoft 5-year Crystal, and then just a few books that I have read recently that I really enjoyed. So the next area that I have back here is actually a little bit of a seating area. And you might have seen some of this in my videos, maybe not the full thing, but at least a portion of it. We have this rocking chair that we used to have in my son's room, and I've moved it into my home office, and I have a little lamp with a table. I've used that little circular table there actually for taking pictures of some of the things I've unboxed, specifically the Surface earbuds is one that I remember doing there. But I'll use this seating area if I want to conduct a meeting and just be on the phone and not necessarily be at the computer where I can be distracted by other messages like Teams and emails that are coming in, or if I want to read or just, you know, take a little bit of a 10-minute break and just get away from the computer screen. So this is a nice little seating area in my office. And behind it, I'll show this piece of artwork that my wife got for me for our 10-year anniversary that's called The Journey of Us. And it was just kind of a snapshot of our life together over the first 10 years of our marriage. So yeah, I really enjoy this space. I probably should use it a little bit more than I do just to get away from being at the desk all the time, but it's there when I need to use it. So the next area here that you might not see that frequently in my videos anymore is my bookshelf. This used to be behind my desk in my old office, but I've moved it to the side here. And so it just keeps, you know, my books pretty neatly organized, thanks to my wife who did a great job of organizing this. And then some pretty cool artifacts as well from my time at Microsoft. Up here really is when I was part of the Circle of Excellence, which is kind of the highest sales award they have at Microsoft, and that was really an enjoyable experience to get that award. So, and then pictures of my mom and grandparents and things of that nature. And then above it, I actually have a couple Lego sets that I did over the holiday break this year. And so I have the Razor Crest from one of my favorite shows, which is The Mandalorian. And then I have Kylo Ren's shuttle here as well. So I did those earlier this year and keep those at the top of this bookshelf. This next section here is going to be pretty quick. I have a Dyson Air Purifier. I've had this for a little over a year now. I initially got it when I was in my old office because that office got very hot, but it really serves the purpose more of as an air purifier than a fan now. And then, in the corner I have my shredder. I love that shredder I got from Costco. And I have a policy of scanning and shredding every document I receive that's important. So I do not keep paper copies really, except for a few things, like in this filing cabinet here, that I want to keep hard copies of, but everything gets scanned and shredded. And I have an HP OfficeJet Pro 8028. I can tell you that this is the best printer I have ever owned. It's a wireless printer. It works really well with both iPhone and Android, and it does scans multiple sheets, and it also has a top-down scanner as well. And print quality is very good. Like all printers, the ink's expensive and it runs out too quickly. But as far as printers go with low maintenance, this is the lowest maintenance best printer I've ever owned. So let's get to why most of you are all here, which is the desk setup. So quickly before I get into the components on the desk, I want to talk about the desk itself and the office chair. So I have a, I think it's called the Ergo chair from Autonomous. It was one of the original chairs. I think they have a couple models newer than this now, but I had one, I think I've had this chair for almost 4 years, maybe even longer. So I have one of the original chairs, and including the original Smart Desk. This is a sit-stand desk, so you can see here, I can program, I have different options programmed here, so I'll hit the 2 button and we can watch it go into stand mode. So this is what I use for my day-to-day work. I use this chair and this desk, and they are fantastic. I can highly recommend them. They're inexpensive. Sure, there are better chairs and probably better desks out there, but for the price, to quality, to longevity, to value, like it's just a really good set of desks and chairs, and would recommend it if you want to get something that's more ergonomic, that allows you to sit stand without spending a fortune. Okay, let's take you through the home office setup here, and I want to start out with the camera setup. This is what I use both for all of my web conferencing as well as my YouTube videos, and that is a Sony Alpha 5100. I don't believe they even make this camera anymore, but the Sony Alpha mirrorless series are fantastic cameras. My wife and I bought this actually for our 10-year anniversary trip, and for the most part it sat idle in my closet because, you know, how often do you really need to get out one of these nice cameras to take pictures, because the cell phones are so good. But when I found out I could use this as a webcam, I decided to try it out, and it's really been a great versatile device. So if you are looking to upgrade your webcam setup, or you're just looking for a nicer camera, the Sony Alpha series is really good. I would highly recommend it. Next to it, I have a ring light that I bought off of Amazon. It's just a cheap ring light, nothing special there. So that's what I use just to provide some front lighting during both my recordings and my meetings at work. Next, I'll go through my monitor setup here, and you can see I have 3 monitors on a Vivo mount. The mount isn't the best, but it's worked, and it's fairly inexpensive. I think it's like 40 or 50 bucks for that mount. Maybe it's a little bit more now, but I got that Vivo mount on Amazon. I'll try to post a link in the description. And then I have 2 Dell monitors on the outside here. I used to just have a 2 monitor setup for a while, and I recently got a 3rd monitor sometime late last year. And the great thing about these Dell monitors is they're almost bezel-less. They have very thin bezels, and they actually do DPI, not DPI, DisplayPort pass-through. So you can have one cable running to one monitor and then just go daisy chain from one monitor to the next. and I'll post the model numbers for those as well down below in the description. This center monitor is a Samsung 27-inch. The outside Dell monitors are 24. This is a 27-inch monitor I got from work this year. They allowed us to get some work from home equipment as a result of having to work from home full-time due to COVID. It's an okay monitor, not great. Decent monitor, nothing to write home about, but it serves a purpose. Okay, let's get to the desk. So before I get to the meat of the desk, I'm going to actually start here on this right-hand side and show you the microphone setup. So I use a blue Snowball Ice with a Knox Gear pop filter. I got this little kit on Amazon that came with the boom arm and the pop filter, and it actually comes with another connector as well for the microphone that I have in the closet. But this is the microphone you've heard me through for every YouTube video, except for when I'm walking around doing videos like this. I actually use a lavalier mic. But for the most part, if you see me sitting at my desk, whether I'm doing a conference call or I'm recording a YouTube video, it's coming through that blue Snowball microphone. And then I usually pipe it through Voicemeeter as well. On this far side is my Surface Laptop 3, and I have a little monitor stand that it goes in as well. And so that's my standard work laptop. I don't use it nearly as much as I used to because I'm at home and I've built a gaming desktop, and so I actually have a work profile on that gaming desktop, which I'll talk about later on. But when I do go into the office, which I am doing now, or I want to work at other places in the house, like in the back patio or downstairs in the basement, I use that Surface Laptop 3, which is a fantastic device. Most of you are familiar with the Xbox Series S. I've had that since launch day, and I have a video of that unboxing and the initial setup of that device. I actually have it piped in to my computer to the Elgato Camlink Pro, which is another video I have on that unboxing. And that's how I play that Xbox Series S. I actually bring it up in OBS and I pop it onto a monitor. So I don't even have it plugged in directly to my monitors. I just play it through the desktop computer, which is pretty neat. And this is the Series S controller here that came with it, or the newer controller. And then this is actually one of the custom controllers my wife got me for a Christmas gift in kind of Miami Dolphins colors. Next, let's take a look at my home network setup here that I have in the office. I have been running the Eero mesh system here for, I feel like maybe about a year. I had a different one. I think I had the Netgear one for some time. My experience with these mesh networks is pretty mixed. They are easy to set up and use, which is why I use them. I don't want to be in the business of custom home networks. I got a lot of colleagues who have very complex systems and they take a lot to maintain. I just don't have that kind of patience for home networking. But you do sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice a lot on throughput. I have a 1 gig fiber coming into the home, and here in my office, which is on the second level, I only get about 90 Mbps down. And it's not that far from the main hub. So I'm losing quite a bit using this, but it does provide a bit of convenience. So if you don't really enjoy getting your own custom home network set up or banging through your walls to run hardwire, then the Eero will work. This is the Hue bridge, and if you watch some of my videos on the Philips Hue, you'll see that I leverage the Hue bridge for that. I have Philips Hue lights. In fact, the light strip you saw behind the bookshelf actually is a Philips Hue light, and I have others such as a Philips Hue Go in the house as well. Okay, let's discuss the Elgato Stream Deck. I've done a video on this, so you guys know that I use the Stream Deck for both work and for recording my videos. Right now I have my recording setup up on the Stream Deck here, so I use that pretty much every day at work as well. I have a different set of screens for my work, and I think I did a video on that one on showing you how to set it up for work. I use this USB hub from TP-Link, and I don't have a ton of stuff plugged into it now, but a couple USB dongles and drives, as well as my ring light. I have a Jabra, I think this is a Speak 510 that I use for my speakerphone, and I don't really use this for my mic because I use the Blue Snowball, but I do use it for my speakerphone, and it works really well. And I've had the Jabra. This is a newer model, but I've had Jabras for almost 6 years that I've been using them. For my keyboard, I just got this new Logitech keyboard. I believe it's the Ergo 860, and I've always used ergonomic keyboards, maybe for the last, I don't know, I feel like 10 years I've been using ergonomic keyboards, and I love them. I've been using the Microsoft ergonomic series for some time, but the last series is Bluetooth, and for whatever reason, it's just with this desktop PC specifically, I've had really spotty coverage with the Bluetooth. It goes into low energy really quickly. So I switched to a USB. You know, Logitech has these USB dongles, which I really think is awesome because you can map all of your devices to a single dongle, basically. So I switched a couple weekends ago to this awesome keyboard. The key travel is fantastic. It types really well. I'm getting used to some of the placements of the buttons because every keyboard's a little bit different. It has a numpad, which is a necessity for any keyboard, in my opinion. So if you are in the market for a new keyboard, look at the Ergo. I think it's K860, and I'll put the specific model down in the comments below. For the mouse, I use the Microsoft Sculpt ergonomic mouse. This one does connect Bluetooth, but I've had good luck with it, and it's very comfortable. It's kind of a sleek design. It charges via USB, so you don't have to worry about replacing batteries or putting it on its back to charge it. No dig there. I just really enjoy using that mouse. It's been a good mouse for a couple years now. And that's pretty much it on the desk. I will take you underneath the desk soon so you can see how I have the desktop PC mounted. Let's take a look under the desk. And you can see here, as usual, there's a lot of cables, and I'm trying to make it not a rat's nest. So I'm using these cable sleeves to route the cables down. Anything that needs to be plugged in gets routed down into the power supply and into the surge protector. And I try to do a good job of tying them off here under the desk so that it doesn't look like a rat's nest coming down. Coming into the computer, back of the computer itself, you can see here I'm trying to label the cables as much as I can, though the labels want to fall off. And then I'm also wrapping them, so that way I don't have a ton of cables hanging down, and they actually come out of the sleeves. So I think I did as good a job as I could have. I spent a lot of time on this. You can actually see under here too, there's actually a switch that I have mounted under the desk to give me some more hardwire network capacity, because the Eero only has 2 ports. And then if you've watched one of my original videos was actually on this desktop setup. So if you're interested in learning what's in this PC, from the case to basically every component, you can watch that video, and I'll include it in the description below. And then the newest component has been this Elgato Camlink Pro, which you might be able to see here. Yeah, if you can see it there. And that's the only thing I've really added since making that initial PC build. The last somewhat important piece here is the ring light, and I use this, I actually was using it to kind of light behind me towards my desk, so it came out a little bit clearer. But this is a nice little ring light I got off of, I think, Amazon. It is on a tripod, so you can adjust the legs. It actually goes quite a bit higher than this. It actually goes taller than I am, and I'm 6'2". And it has a little switch here. You can just flip and turn on. And there are also different panels that you can put over it if you want to make it more of a yellow color. And then in the center, I'll turn this off here. In the center, it has a place where you can put in a cell phone. So I use this if I'm recording unboxings. This is the setup that I use to light my face and also record my face. And then I use the arm for the top-down view. And then I used this recently as well when I did the video in the chair, which may or may not be out by the time I release this one. Thanks again for joining me here on Stephen Hellwig Talks Tech. I hope you enjoyed that look at my home office, my YouTube studio, and my work from home desk setup. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I love to hear from you all. I try to respond to everyone, and your comments inspire me to do new videos. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here on Stephen Hellwig Talks Tech. As I mentioned before, we just hit the 500 threshold, so if you've yet to subscribe, please subscribe now. And a special thanks to Corey, James, and Oren for prodding me along to get this video done. All right, thanks. Bye.